Looking back, has it been a hard way for you, or did you have much support from other producers, from the network guys? I mean, they tend to look for high ratings, as you've mentioned, but not in the first case for education, don't they?
Well, yes, I went to television to ask to know how to write a telenovela. And I wrote an awful thing, really. It was The House of the Tigers. And at the end, the villain was eaten by a tiger. It was really awful. But they were so gentle with me, and they taught me how to write it. And I had a lottery. I won the lottery because I found Emilio Escargamilmo, that was the owner of Televisa. And when I proposed him to make the first adult education telenovela, he said, "What? Are you trying to kill me? You're an assassin. Are you trying to destroy my station? I'm going to lose the whole rating." And I said, "Please, you have to do it. You have a social responsibility." And he said, "Okay." He was very bad words man. And he said, "But if you lose rating, I'm going to cut your head." And well, it was not my head, but I have to say my head. Unfortunately, I have it here. And he was enthusiastic, really. So he not only led me to produce the telenovelas, the five telenovelas, but he paid for the research. That is something unbelievable, because he opened the Pandora box. Really, he didn't know how are we going to find, and he paid for it. So in many places they ask me, how could you do it? And I did it because the generosity of this man. Unfortunately, he's dead now, and next CEO is not interested anymore in this kind of efforts. But I think that I'm going to address to the World Bank, and I'm going to ask them to ask the president of the different countries of the third world to force the licenses. I think that how many licenses can be in the world? Maybe 500, and I'm positive that these 500 men has the future of humankind in their hands. The point is that we have to convince them, because they are businessmen, that it can be an equilibrium between rating, commercial rating, and really a social benefit. I think it's the only way that we are going to really change the world, when we convince the commercial licenses, the commercial big chains of television that hear us and hear all of us, all the effort, the wonderful effort of that we have in Amsterdam, in South Africa, in so many countries, in Ethiopia. I think that the entertainment education has grown up, and that we can now go to the United Nations, to the World Bank, and ask. We have the results, wonderful results of Woman that is here. We have the results of Japet in South Africa, the Bill Ryerson in Ethiopia, and now really we have a lot of proofs, many proofs all around the world. And it would be wonderful if we could get together and address to those so important institutions like the United Nations to convince the licenses to use this kind of methodology. Okay.
You've been describing your EE approach, and of course your work has been concentrated on the Latin American telenovela, but what about different cultural backgrounds? For example, us here in Europe, do you think we could apply your theory, your approach to